Hello and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode 123. I'm your host, Pilch, and joining me this week on my left is Neil.
Hello.
And on my slightly to the right is Dave.
Oh,
He's waving.
What's that on?
Okay, right.
What was that on? Catchphrase. Car park catchphrase,
right? Yeah. Right, Leo. Obviously, looks like I'm hosting, I'm afraid. So, sloppy seconds again this week because what was Fraser doing? Do we know?
Playing PUBG.
That's what he's doing now, and he's also currently in a chat. So
Could
but
have
he
been
can't
it,
come
really,
and
couldn't
chat to us. But he could have been here. Yeah.
You think he had to feed his children or something lame? Some excuse.
yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. They can feed themselves, for God's sake.
You thought so, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So, chaps, right. Intros and shout outs. Fantasy League. I'm sure something exciting has been happening on that this
Well,
week. So,
it has been very exciting, Pilch, yes.
Is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's cup time, but we'll have a start with the league table because obviously that's the most important thing. Everyone wants to win the league, don't they? No one cares about the cup. Unless you're not going to win the league. Vince has jumped back to the top of the league on 55 for the week on his 1,981 points now. So he should be breaking that 2,000 barrier pretty soon, I'd have thought. And the boss dropped to second. That's Fraser, obviously. He's on 1,972 points. And then it was a pretty average scoring week. Vince was definitely the cream of the crop last week. It was a bit of middling, and I was pretty shit. But I wasn't the worst. Our former high flyer Christian had a bit of a bum week. He was only on 30 points. Joint lowest scorer. But the big exciting thing is the cup has kicked off, and the top 5 scorers from week 34 got a bye last week. So that was me and Fraser and Vince, Christian, and my son. And so the winners of the cup rounds from last week, I could put it up, but it's probably going to look a little bit weird on the stream. Let's see what happens. This is last week. So, sorry, it's got this week's fixtures at the top. So I've drawn Fraser in the next round of the cup. It's based on this weekend's fixture, or this week's coming fixtures, and there's a lot of double game weeks coming up. And I haven't done any transfers yet, so I better crack on with that. And then Christian is playing my son, Scott Patton, who's been propping up the rest of the league for quite a while now. Managed to get through the first round of the cup on goals scored versus Tim Kelly, because they both got the same points. And he scored a sum total of 1 goal in that game. So it was a pretty exciting week all around there. And he's got Vince in so it's top versus bottom in one game there. That's the big one. And then my wife is playing Dan Fletcher, who
my wife.
He got through versus John Wilson, a 1-point match. That was pretty close. So yeah, like we said, you never know in the cup, do you? Scott Patton's been rocking at the bottom for the God knows how long, and he gets through the first round of the cup. And you never know. If he doesn't do any transfers or subs, he might beat Vince. Because he hasn't done any still. He's still got Gylfi Sigurdsson in his team, and I don't know what I did have anyway. But yeah, pretty impressive stuff all around there, Scott. The league, yeah, it's between the top 2, I reckon, unless Christian has an absolute stonker and they have a massive mare. Although your captain could make a big difference this week, next coming couple of weeks, because there's a few double game weeks and stuff. So depending on who you've got and if they play or not, like you put someone like Salah in last week, put him as captain maybe. He didn't even play, played for 20 minutes or whatever, and didn't do anything. So you got 2 points if you captained him.
I'd put as many Liverpool players in as you can this week if I.
Because they're playing Spurs. Spurs have got Liverpool and Arsenal in the same week. Is that right?
Yeah, this is it
Yeah,
now.
that doesn't sound good, does it?
We've got to win. No. We can afford to lose to Liverpool. We've got to beat Arsenal. So
Yeah.
if we don't beat Arsenal, it's over, whatever happens. So.
Arsenal have got. Who have they got? They've got a bit of an easy one, haven't they? I think, but say easy.
Spurs.
But I never know.
They can't beat the easy ones. That's their trouble.
Yeah, they did
beat
have a bit of a
Chelsea,
mare
beat
the other
Man
week, didn't
United.
they? Yeah.
Not as quite as much of a mare as Luton had. But,
well, there was. I don't want to talk about it really, but filthy Fulham, I think, is the word from there. Certainly for their first goal, when our guy pulled up with a hamstring, and the ball was out throw.
What about the other six you let in?
Took the throw in, and then just fucking. We were doing all right until then. We've been looked quite good for the first half an hour, and then he pulls a hamstring. We'd had one pull up in the bloody warm up, and then they scored while one of our players was down. We were injured with a hamstring, and then it went a bit downhill after that. Let's say that. They scored 7 in the end. So yeah, I think we're up to a full team of injuries now. I think. And we did get a lone keeper in for that game, emergency lone keeper, and prior to that game, he had the best goals prevented record in the league. Apparently, it's like probably not anymore.
That's because he didn't play.
Yeah, basically,
he hadn't played a game.
But yeah, anyway, big one tomorrow. Big game tomorrow. All the championship finishes tomorrow.
A lot of big games tomorrow. Yeah.
So I know the Forest failed against Bournemouth the other night, so they're in the playoffs. Forest, they failed to get automatic, but they lost to Bournemouth 1-0, so that decided the first and second, and so it's all about the playoffs now. There's still definitely a few teams outside the playoffs that can get in.
There, can't they?
Who? Millwall.
A couple of them are outside.
Yeah, if we lose and Millwall win, they could get in, but it depends on. There's like 2 teams between us two, so you got Borough and Sheffield United in the mix as well. So I think Huddersfield and Forest are safe. But yeah, there's like another 4 teams that can take the last 2 places. So we shall see. If we win, we're in. If we lose, probably out.
Little mention for West Ham last night. I was gutted for
them. You sound it.
Try not to laugh too much. Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, right. Let's move on from.
Did you watch the Champions League then? Do you want to say anything about Champions League on Tuesday and Wednesday?
No, I didn't. I was working Tuesday and Wednesday, so
really,
I didn't see.
Oh, you missed the mighty City.
Is that when?
I don't know how quite. I didn't even watch the game, City game. It was like whatever 1-0 to City for fucking ages, and then it was like, oh, they're going through in it, so I didn't bother watching it. And then I heard my son go up from upstairs. Yes, come on, man! I was like, what? And so obviously that was Real Madrid's equaliser, and then literally like 2 minutes later, they scored again, didn't they? And that was in the 90th and the 92nd minutes or something crazy. I was like, wow, imagine being a City there. That was a right balls up. And there we go. That's the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? Exactly. I won't be crying too much tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Twitch and YouTube, have we got anything? Has anyone done anything?
Dave's been twitching. I have not played the game that I've been YouTubing all week, so I've still got fucking gammy fun. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all on Dave.
What did you do, Dave?
I've been playing Planet Crafter.
Okay, move on.
I'll talk about it later. Don't worry.
Okay, Discord. We haven't got anything specific on Discord, but there's been a little bit of chitty chatter back.
A little bit of car chat
this week. So yeah, been a little bit active.
You posted a little video. I assume that was your car that you posted a video of, was it?
That was, yeah. Sounds nice, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, sounds okay. Is that the TT?
It was the TT, yeah. They're not making cars make noise like that anymore because of all these new. Now the Euro 6 emissions laws have just come out. The cars sound shit now. So you got to make noise of it, mate.
Wait till 8 years' time when they all just go.
Yeah, I know.
I saw a video this week that was pretty cool. It was an electric motorbike. Don't know if you've seen it. It's like a complete new startup company. What are they called? Tempest, was it? Something like that. But the rear wheel is like
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, where you drive with a normal motorbike, all the drive goes through the rear wheel on a motorbike. For those people who don't who the fuck doesn't know that? But yeah, so the engine of an electric vehicle is on the wheels usually, and on this motorbike, the motor is inside the rim of the wheel, and it's got a giant fucking hole in it. So it's just like literally like there's a hole in the middle of the wheel, and it's just like obviously joined to it's got like the, I don't know, what do you call them? Like prop. They would be forks if they were at the front. What are they called at the back? Like the thing that attaches the wheel to the rest of the bike.
Oh,
that's just the frame,
like,
isn't it?
swing,
It's got a swing arm.
Yeah, swing arm.
Right. Well,
That's
yeah,
what it is.
that is literally attached to like the motor part of the wheel, and then there's like a it looks like a donut at the back, and it's got something like 1,000 Newton meters of torque in max mode. Yeah,
Well,
pretty
Ducatis
looks
have a
very
single
cool.
side swing arm, so probably something
Yeah.
similar. Because obviously got to be attached to something. It's not just a wheel. Just
Yeah, it's not magic, but it looks like something out of Tron. It's fucking great. It was well good, but like obviously he's going like pulling away and it's completely silent basically.
So where do you see that?
It's on Fully Charged on YouTube if you like them. They do all of
Okay.
stuff about electric vehicles and other things, electric stuff.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Hmm.
Robert Llewellyn, you know who he is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crichton.
he's like the guy that started it all up a few years back. He's got a lot of other people working on there now.
Yeah.
So
Funny enough, he originally did like a celebrities with cars YouTube series
yeah.
before singing with celebs or whatever car journeys
Yeah.
got popular.
Was it
He
Carpool? No,
started
he
it all
didn't
off.
do. What did he do?
He didn't do no carpool car park, but he
did something.
then
I can't remember what it's called.
yeah he started a YouTube channel and he had like the other people from Red Dwarf on it and then a few other celebrity friends. He did like 12 episodes, and this was like years before it all sort of kicked off. But yeah, I like Robert Llewellyn because he done like did he do Scrap Heap Challenge?
Yeah,
Or he did,
Scrapyard Challenge or something. Or
that's
Scrap
it.
Heap
Yeah, he
Challenge,
did something like that as well. I used to like him on that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's pretty funny. But yeah, he loves his electric cars. He's got his fucking full house is like all electric, solar and everything. He's all on all that. Lives in the fucking countryside, so he can put everything.
Yeah,
up
he's got
wants,
the money to do it.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. But he's always going, oh yeah, the solar panels generating like 20 kilowatts now. Not this sort of shit. I'm like, yeah, it's all right for some, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free electric.
Right. Okay then. So we got no emails at all, according to this. We got no tweets either. Did you put the tweet out?
I was a bit late. putting the tweets out today. I've been busy.
Okay.
Been busy all day today.
We can't complain then if we haven't got anything.
It's nothing exciting to talk about though.
One question from Snuggins on Discord. Is it actually a question? Sort of a question. Yeah, there's a question involved. Right. Okay. He posted a picture on Discord, and he's made a hard oak table last year out of sleepers, and now I have a big crack down the side and underneath. First thing I've ever made with wood. Any idea what to do to fix it as it's getting bigger? You guys always talking about tools. There's not a lot you can do about that.
Chief Toolman is here, isn't he? He'd probably have a little idea. Keep it some resin in it or something.
The only thing you can do is, get some wood filler, then put a coating of resin over the top, and then re-varnish it. That's about all you can do, but it ain't gonna stop shrinking. Is
it to do with it drying out in the heat?
Yeah. I made my own fire. I had a floating wood beam over my fireplace at my previous house, and that was supposed to be kiln dried, and so it wouldn't shrink anymore or crack. And I had a log burner underneath it, and after about 3 years, there was an inch gap. I wallpapered all around it. It's just one little bar, one piece of wood going right across, sort of looked like it was floating on the chimney breast. And the wallpaper was an inch away. I tucked it behind when I papered. I tucked it behind the beam, and it was an inch shorter than the beam.
Well,
So
'cause
it
it
was
just shrunk so much.
yeah. It was a 8x8 beam, and it shrunk half an inch.
I'm
And
sure your
cracked,
missus didn't
like,
get a plane out and like take a slice off every night.
and the cracks in it were like you could get your hand
Yeah.
in the cracks. Nothing you can do about it. There's oak that's been in houses for hundreds of years. Like if you get a reclaimed bit of beam or something, as soon as you put it anywhere near another heat source, it's still going to shrink and dry out. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
I'm afraid it's just natural
Get a plastic
thing
one.
that you just go with it.
Yeah.
I would suggest get a piece of glass and put the glass on top of. So it doesn't matter how much it cracks underneath, you still have a nice flat surface. There you go. And you can see all the lovely woodwork underneath it. There you go.
Glass gets pretty hot.
Toughened glass, obviously. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if the wood shrinks underneath or there's a bigger crack, it doesn't matter, does it? Because your cup of tea ain't going to fall down the crack.
True.
Or your chips or whatever it
I've
is you're
got,
eating on your table.
rattan furniture, I believe they call it, but it's not wood, it's plasticky, whatever it's made of.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wood effect.
yeah, it looks like that weave stuff in it, but it's not wood, obviously, or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty decent. But I've got a glass top on that. But yeah, when the sun's out, that glass gets proper fucking hot.
Yeah, that's what we've got. Something similar. So we actually put the umbrella up to stop the heat getting on. Not because when we're sitting under there, just to stop it. Also, the covers, we've got black covers for it.
Yeah,
and
I
it
have.
says if you leave them out, they melt. So
yeah, well,
it gets so hot.
I went to pull my cover off today, and it was like stuck to the glass or something.
Oh, wow.
I hope that's actually coming away from the glass underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does say on them, don't put them out in the sunlight, which sort of defeats the object.
Yeah, what's the fucking point then? I'll put a blanket over your glass bit first, maybe, then, I suppose.
Yeah. So that was my tip, anyway.
Well, I haven't got anything to offer because I'm not I don't make wood.
No, other than just making sure that I've looked at the pictures and it looks like it's been putting a stain on it and stuff. That's all you can really do. If it's out in the garden, it's gonna get wet and dry and crack and split and yeah. If the split's really bad and it starts completely coming away, just rebolt, like drill through and rebolt the two bits together again. But you know, just wood. It's just garden furniture. So just got to live with it.
What's going to happen to your shed then in the future if it's just wood? Is it going to have like big cracks
Well,
in it?
Well, hopefully not. But I have sealed it all with stain. But you've just got to let them breathe. You've just got to give them enough space to expand and contract. So yeah, this isn't going to last forever. I've no doubts. I'm going to have to repaint the whole thing again in a year and a half, 2 years. And if I don't keep on top of it, it won't last 10. If I look after it, it will be 25 until it really needs redoing. So it's just wood. It's just what wood does.
Just wood. Make sure you put something over the knots. When the knots in the wood expand, you'll end up with lots of little holes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I had a few, and the actual company that does that sent it actually drilled them, pre-drilled the knots, and just put like a bit of plaster, or something like a sealant in there, because like if there's no room for it to expand or contract, then the knots just fall out and you have a gaping
you'll
hole.
just be looking. Oh, what's that on the floor? Oh, it's a little bit of nice little round
But
bit of wood.
that's the trick. If you got knots like that in thin bits of wood, literally just put a drill through it and put a bit of silicone, either clear or white, and then it gives it the room so it can move, rather than fall out. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Wood chat. Who would have thought it?
Yeah. All male podcast talking about wood.
Yeah. Let's not go there.
Right, we might as well. But this is going to be a
I
quick show.
don't really.
tonight, isn't
I
it?
don't know what it's done to me. Like talking about wood shrinking, expanding. Maybe it's just because I'm getting old.
So, what have we been doing? Who's got the most on? Oh, that's literally heavy. Right, Neil. Come on in, Neil.
Right.
What have you been doing?
Right. Well, I've not really done a lot. Just been working and stuff and sort of playing at that, doing the usual housework shit. Nothing major exciting. But my mate at work the other day says, we're down the jams are. He says, have you ever tried Vegemite? I was like, nah. He goes, yeah, it's interesting. It's like Marmite, obviously, but it does taste a bit different. It's got a bit. I was like, what is the fucking difference? It's like still made from yeast. He was like, yeah, it's weird. It's got a bit of a weird texture though. It's a bit different. It's a bit more like spreadable. He's like, it's quite nice though. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And so I bought some Vegemite that day. We're not friends anymore. It's fucking disgusting. Fucking rank. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It does. He's right. It has got. It's a bit more like, I don't know. It looks a bit like chocolate spread when you spread it, but it's fucking gross. It's like when I opened it, I sniffed it. I was like, that fucking smells weird. I'm like, that doesn't smell like
Is
Marmite.
it gritty?
No,
A little bit gritty,
it's just,
is it?
It
No?
doesn't spread very well. Like Marmite's proper sticky fucking stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
But as soon as you start spreading it on a bit of butter, it all sort of mixes with the butter and goes and spreads. But the Vegemite, fuck me, that is just pure filth. So I might just be throwing that whole jar in the bin because it's fucking disgusting.
See, I'm like that with Marmite. I absolutely hate it. I wouldn't even go near it because my missus loves it. I wouldn't even spread it because the smell of it, the look of it, I used to absolutely hate it. I still don't like the taste, but at least I can go near it now. But I wonder if you're looking and like tasting Vegemite with the same assumption that it's like
no, it was
Marmite.
literally like I say. As soon as I opened it, I smelt it. I was like, that doesn't smell nice. It smells chemicalsy. It's weird. But I didn't eat Marmite for about 20 years. I don't think because. I don't know what it was, but we was talking about it with my mum once, and she goes, "You used to love Marmite when you was a baby." I was like, "Did I? I didn't fucking know that." So, all right then. So I bought some. I was like, "Yeah, it's fucking nice, isn't it?" But so yeah, I've been on the Marmite ever since.
You just got into your head that you either didn't like it or you.
I don't know. I just never bought it. Like when I moved out, it was like I didn't have it for years when I was at home afterwards. Like
Right.
I don't know. I didn't move out till I was like I don't know, like 20 odd, like early 20s or whatever. I think so. Anyway, something like that. And it was like, yeah, when I'd already moved out, and we hadn't had it for fucking years at home. I say home, as in where my mum and dad. But yeah, fucking Vegemite though. Fucking gross.
Right. Okay.
No one else has experienced the Vegemite though.
Not to enjoy. No.
No.
Yeah.
No, when I was in Australia,
Australia,
when I was in Australia, it was the choice of spread that they had. It was Vegemite. They didn't have Marmite or
didn't
they
have
had
peanut butter.
Yeah, I don't know. The Australians are just mad for Vegemite. I don't know why.
Just patriotic, I think. Mad
what was it
patriotism.
Invented in.
It's sort of associated with Australia. I don't really know if it's Australian, but it's kind of since bloody those like what's the name? What were they called? Men at Work, wasn't it? Men at Work. Did that song "Man Down Under"? Come from a land down under. There's something about a Vegemite sandwich in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a line about a Vegemite sandwich in there. That's the first I think I'd have ever heard of it, probably. But yes,
that's such random knowledge of a random song of a random
No, it's well
band.
famous, that song, Dave. If you're our age, you'd know it.
Yeah, well, I know of it, but I don't know the words of it. It's like,
well, yeah, that was when was Top of the Pops when we was young. Like there was only about 5 songs on. Didn't have all this modern stuff like Spotify where you could listen to like thousands of songs. Yeah, exactly. You know the deal. Bit of Rick Astley afterwards.
Right. Okay, is that it? That's all you've done.
That was the major talking point of the week.
What have I done? I've finished decorating my kitchen.
Nice.
Which looks exactly the same as it did before.
It's got a nice purple look to it. at the moment.
It doesn't just, yeah. It's a sort of whitey grey rather than white. Right. So I've still got the utility room still to do. I'll do that tomorrow. But the painting is done. I've got to clean all the blinds and put them all back up as well. I ain't done that yet, but that's a job for this weekend.
Well, you got metal or wooden slatted blinds, have you? Or
Wooden slatted ones, yeah. Well, plastic, but like more like wood, not the thin, bendy,
Not
yeah,
metal
right,
ones.
ones.
okay, yeah.
Actual, proper
Yeah.
slat things. But they're white, so everything's fucking white in this house. So I clean them when I do the house, but you still can't get all the shit off them. So I've
No,
actually
no.
took them down properly, and I've spent like an hour doing each blind. Just
Wow.
literally getting a damn
You must have been
cloth
well
and
fucking
making a
bored.
hole. Yeah, well, needs doing. There's a pile of them still on the. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to put up yet in
Yikes.
this room. So, that's.
Do you have curtains anywhere, or is just blinds everywhere?
There's blinds on every single window, but we have got curtains in the bedrooms and the lounge upstairs. I haven't put them. Kitchens haven't got them, and the bathrooms haven't got them. They've just got blinds. But yeah, the bedrooms have got them. I was quite happy just with the blinds. I like the blinds on their own, but no.
You got white curtains as well?
No. Most of the curtains are grey. There's a lot of grey, white or grey in this house.
Well, they're good. They can go with any colour then, can't they? It goes with anything else.
Yeah, well, you do that and then put colours.
Accents, I think they call them.
Coloured cushions and knickknacks and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff, yeah. So I don't think I've done anything. I'm trying to remember. Been out on my bike a couple of times. Just tootling around. Took the
Bought any
TT
shit
out for a spin.
metro-based vehicles?
No, I haven't bought any. I'm still looking at cars.
You're looking at some shit cars now, though. I don't know what the fuck you've moved on from good cars to shit ones.
My brother-in-law sends me all that crap. Oh, have a look at
You said something about comments. I was like, what is this supposed to be comments that I couldn't read? I didn't know what was going on there.
No, I was comments, please. I wanted to put the comment on what they saw.
I definitely commented.
Oh,
fucking
dear.
metros.
Right, so I used to have a Metro.
Fucking horrible cars.
MG Metro. Right. Of the time, if a little Metro Turbo come up for sale, there ain't none left, but
they're all fucking rotten to shit, aren't they? They're just shit.
Most of them.
They're made in Britain, so they must have been crap.
Yeah. Last time I saw one for sale was about 12 grand. It was so.
I see loads of minis on there. When you posted that, I looked on and it's like an advert like similar cars. It's like they're not really similar, are they? Because minis are obviously worth fucking loads of money. It was like 25 grand Mini Coopers and stuff like that on there.
Stupid money. But there you go.
But they actually at least look nice and they were quite fun to drive as well. Allegedly, I never actually drove a Mini.
An original one.
Yeah, well, anything pre sort of BMW, yeah.
I had a BMW Mini Cooper. It was lovely.
Yeah. Well, I think they were decent, but they're not like classics, are they?
No. Well, they will be soon. Plus, they're 20 years old. The first ones.
I'm not sure anyone's ever going to feel the same way about a BMW Mini as they do about the original shapes.
I don't know. All the people that had them minis.
Well, the thing is, the problem with the BMW Mini is it's anything but mini. It's fucking massive for a car that's called a Mini.
Well, the Mark 1 BMW Minis are actually considerably smaller than the current ones. A lot smaller.
Well, there's a thing called
they look like
is it
minis
the Clubman?
now. When you see
a Countryman or something, it's fucking it's like the size of a Qashqai. It's not a Mini. It's fucking massive.
But if you get one of the original BMW Minis, they look like minis now compared to everything else, because everything else has just got bigger and bigger and bigger, haven't they? It's bloody getting stupid. Dave,
imagine the real Mini now; it'd be fucking tiny, wouldn't it? See if driving. Pull up next to one.
Because Dave's going to talk about watching something. I've watched something this week. I watched the whole series. and I cannot remember what it's called. You two might have seen it. It's got the guy from Horrible Histories in it. He was in the Ghost. He was in Ghost as well. What's his bloody name? Oh Christ! And
Has he
the
been in a
girl
few
out
things?
of the it was the girl out of the IT crowd, the ginger one.
Right.
Right.
Do you remember what her name was?
No.
Anyway, it's got famous people in it.
Catherine
And the
Parkinson.
mum, yeah, and the mum from Gavin and Stacey, she's in it as well. I can't remember any of the names.
Well, the one that
and
loves
I
the
can't remember
drama.
what it was called. Yeah, but it was bloody funny. We sat and watched. They're all on iPlayer. We watched them. I think it started last week, but we've watched them all. It's hilarious.
So
Here
it's a
we
BBC
go.
Google it
job.
for me. Yes, that's it. Here we go. It's
Here we
fucking
go.
hilarious. It's so funny. It's stupid.
It's about football.
It's not about football. It's just about a family.
All right.
There's only about 6 episodes. They're only half hour long, but they're all on iPlayer, so go and have a look at them.
Right.
It's
Okay.
pretty funny.
I won't watch
It's
that.
currently still on. It only started a couple of weeks ago, but we've watched them all now.
Is it one of them ones where the BBC seem weirdly do this thing where like the whole series is on iPlayer, but then it comes out like one a week for the next 6 weeks, 7, 8 weeks?
Yeah, they show it. As soon as the first one comes out, they say, "Oh, and now you can watch it all on iPlayer." But they still persevere with showing it once a week for the next 6 weeks. Yeah.
For the old-fashioned people who record it on VHS still.
Yeah, but it's funny. So have a little look.
Right.
It's just a little sitcom thing. There's nothing too outrageous, but it is amusing.
Is it family friendly one?
Dave. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's on
Right.
at 8 o'clock on BBC One. So.
All right.
Cool.
Dave, what have you been doing?
I've watched the first 3 episodes of Moon Knight. I don't know if anybody else has seen this or seen it. It's got the something Isaac. Oscar Isaac. He's a fucking good actor. He I don't know if anybody knows the premise of this, but
he's a bit of a he's got split personality, is he, or something like that? Would they call that?
Yes.
Schizophrenic.
Yeah. It best way to describe it: split personality, and when he goes from one to the other, like it's a completely different person. It's the same character. He's the same actor playing the same part, but like from one when he's as one of the characters Steve and when he's the other character Mark, just the transformation in how his behavior, how he sort of holds himself, it's just amazing. It's just really good. And the actual story itself is very intriguing. It's keeping me and the missus watching. We watched one yesterday. We watched another 2 today after work between now, and we're definitely going to finish it over the weekend.
Just jog my memory. What can you remember? What happened in the first episode? The first like 5 minutes.
Yes, he works at in the Natural History Museum.
Okay, yeah, I saw the first episode and I've give up.
No,
I've heard.
Keep on with it.
It's finished
really
now.
good.
Still watching it.
It's all out, but
Right.
I heard that basically the whole series is anchored around Oscar Isaac being an amazing actor, and the rest of it's a bit meh. You can appreciate his good acting, but other than that, the story's doesn't really do anything or go anywhere. But I haven't watched it.
No, it's I'd say give it a go, because even just watching Isaac, even just watching, I know him as Poe from Star Wars,
Yeah.
so even just watching
Not
him
from Teletubbies.
No. I'm finding it good. It's only 6 episodes. They're like 45 minutes each, and we'll finish that over the weekend. But yeah, we're enjoying that. That's the only real thing non-game related I've been doing this week, apart from working.
Exciting lives we lead.
I know.
I'll try and do something exciting next week. Get a tooth out or something.
Oh, I've got some. Oh, okay. I went to the opticians. There you go. That's
Again. Oh,
got
this
some
is fixed.
glasses a month.
Second lot of glasses.
Oh, yeah, second lot of glasses. I had my eyes retested. I've been wearing these for a month, and I cannot see a fucking thing out of them. So I went and had a retest, and they said that the prescription was exactly the same as a month ago, but because I'm old and my eyes are apparently considerably worse than the 3 years ago when I got them last tested, the jump in prescription is too much for my eyes to adjust. So they're making me a new pair, and they're cutting
Intermediate pair.
Cutting the prescription down so that apparently something to do. Apparently, the muscle in your eye does a lot of the work.
Well, that's
It
kind of
sounds
how
like
your eye works, isn't it?
it sounds like they completely fucked up and they're just palming it off. Oh yeah,
No,
you're
because I did a retest, a different person tested, and they come up with the same, obviously better, worse, blah blah blah, all that,
yeah.
and it came up exactly the same.
But
So
what they're doing what the glass in your eye
Would they just
doesn't
fuck up the glasses then?
yeah, it doesn't make
well, that's
your
what I'm
eyes
thinking.
work. Doesn't make your eyes work any harder. It's supposed to
It's
stop your eyes working hard because it
Well, no,
adjusts for
because
you.
it's such a big jump in prescription. Fraser's in the chat. Hello, Fraser. Because it's such a big jump, my eyes have been used to what I can see, and then all of a
Right.
sudden they've trying to re-establish.
That does sound like bollocks, though.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because like, I went to the opticians initially because I noticed that, like, first thing that really I noticed was people like, I don't know, 30 meters. Because I've had, like, when I was younger, I had really fucking good eyes. Like, when I had my eyes tested, they were like, yeah, you definitely would benefit from having glasses, but your eyesight's still better than like however many percent of the population who don't wear glasses. I'm like, yeah, but they're not as good as they used to be, so I notice it. So it's annoying. But I noticed it was like people sort of, I don't know, like 20 meters away was a bit blurry, and I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. Like, I've never noticed that before, and that's what made me go. But when I got my glasses, everything looked better. It's like, so it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. They go, oh yeah, it's too much of a jump in prescription. Like, but the whole point of the glasses is it fucking sorts all that shit out.
But anyway, I've worn glasses since I was 5, and this is the first time it's ever. I mean, that's the second time I've had varifocals as well. So you've got 2 different magnifications. My mum reckons it's the shit plastic though you put in these glasses nowadays. It's not proper glass, it's shit plastic.
Yeah, that's because they're fucking. If you had a glass one, they'd weigh a fucking ton. A bit like that long, like fucking about 6 inches long.
They're also reactor lights, and I'm pretty sure that the coating on that ain't brilliant.
I go on and off them. I've had the first lot. I don't think I had, and I had separate sunglasses. And then the next lot, I went reactions, and they pissed me off. And I went, nah, I'm not doing that again. And then I'm on my 4th lot, and I've had reactions put back in, and they're fucking pissing me off again. So it's just like,
and the thing is,
don't do it.
You literally only need a tiny, tiny little bit of light for them to go dark.
Yeah.
But so I
walk
like to work
in the evening when it's getting dark.
Minutes in Tesco's. Yeah, I spend 25 minutes when I go into Tesco's to work. I'm wearing sunglasses indoors for 25
everyone's
minutes.
Like, put sunglasses on. No. I work at Tesco's. I'm not cool enough to wear sunglasses in Tesco's. But
I think my wife had some, and she said like the whole point that she had got them was for the driving in the car because
they don't work.
They don't work in the car because the screen does the screen like filters out.
It requires
UV
it requires the UV to react. Yeah. But
open your window and
stick your head out.
Just drive out like that with your head outside.
So I should be getting a new pair of glasses sometime next week. So I'll at least then I'll have. I said to Lisa, I said, well, if I get these sort of interim pair, I'll put the other ones in the cupboard. And then in 2 years' time, I just put these ones back on.
You won't have to spend like fucking 500 quid on another pair of glasses.
Yeah, 300 and something quid they were. I spent 600 pounds on my boy's car for him this week as well.
What is it got?
Had some work done. It had an intermittent engine management light kept coming on intermittently and going into limp mode. Do it like once every 3 weeks. And as soon as you turn the ignition off and restart it, it cleared and was fine. But I thought, I don't want him breaking down so I'm middle of bloody nowhere.
No. Or more importantly, is you don't want to be called out in the middle of the night to rescue him, right?
So I took it to a mechanic, and he said, well, the only thing it can really be, because he put the little
plug his computer in.
Yeah, and said it's saying it's got
exhaust.
multiple misfires, but only one fault. So there's like hundreds of errors, just one code fault, and that's what it was. So he said, well, I had new spark plugs in January when it was serviced, so it wasn't a spark plug. So he said it could be the core pack. We can put the core pack on, put a new one on, see how it goes. I'll put some new leads on and drive it for a couple of 3 weeks and see if it stops it. And if not, come back. We'll take the core pack off. I'll send it back because my company he deals with it pretty good. As long as it ain't dirty or damaged, you can just put it back in the packet. He said, we won't charge you. We'll put it back and then we'll try something else. So then we've done a bit of puggling on the internet, and it turns out that there's a fault in the ECU. Common thing, and you can get a new ECU for £1,000 from Fiat, but they haven't fixed the fault. They just give you a new ECU, so it's the same as the ECU. So it could, in the next year, 2, 3, 4 years, it could go wrong again. Or you can send the ECU off to a company that will test it, repair the fault, and guarantee it for life.
Ooh.
But it's 600 quid.
It's not Fiat.
400 and something. It's not Fiat, no.
Wow.
And so you get a guarantee with it, and that's it. If it ever goes wrong again, they'll just repair it for free.
So what car's he got then? A Fiat what?
He's got a Fiat 500. It used to be our little station car, but we give it to him for a knockdown price when he passed his test. So
my kid's not going to want my car.
I don't think anyone is, are they?
No, not even Scrappy.
But it's a nice little car. It's only it's 6 years old now. He's had it for 3 years. So, but I've
just the 1 litre one, is it? Just the bog standard.
1.2 little S. It's a nice little car.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice seats.
Not the Abarth then.
Little wheels. Not the Abarth, no.
That wouldn't have been still in existence if it was, would it?
No. So yeah, but that's cost me this year so far, even though it's his car. But Banker Dad sorts it out for him. Had a full service, MOT. They had 2 new springs because one of the springs broke. Had a new windscreen because it got cracked. It's had new pads, new discs, 4 new tyres, new coil pack, new leads, and now a new ECU. And that's cost me £1,300.
It's probably cost you more it not being your car than when you had it.
And we done had the cam belt done as well. That was £400.
You might as well have bought an Alfa Romeo.
But we bought it. It was less than a year old. So we had it for 2 years, and then when he started driving, we said, "Oh, we'll just you can buy this off of us." But since then, I've paid for all the bits and that. So that's just what you do. You got that to come. Don't worry.
Like I say, they're not going to want my fucking shitty old Fiesta. So.
Mate, they'll have anything. They won't care. They just want a car, don't they?
It's a tank, apparently. Fiesta.
Was it?
Apparently. Okay. I'm like, it's a fucking small tank, innit? And I wouldn't fucking want to get shot in it. Let's put it that way. We've had a tweet in.
Ooh.
Would you like to do it?
From whom?
From MS
Can you
Rangers.
put it in the,
I can put it in if you
notes?
like. Or do you want me to just
I
read it?
would. Otherwise, you can read it. Go on then.
Yeah, I can read it because I knew it was coming in, so I could just
Live from Twitter.
live tweets in 16 minutes ago. It came in actually, but anyway, it says, "Evening, chaps. What game did you love that most others didn't care for? For me, it was Days Gone. When we went into full lockdown and I was playing that, and then a few hours later I was walking the dog with no cars on the road or people to see, it really felt like the world was doomed." That's a cheery one. I quite enjoyed that part of lockdown where there was fucking no cars on the road, to be fair.
Or
We used to
people.
go out for walks and stuff, and it was really sunny. It was lush.
Yeah. That was a really nice summer, though.
Yeah,
Like,
it was May. It was not summer.
Well, yeah. Well, May to like September. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah. Recent ones. I really liked Outriders.
That was fucking shit.
It was only last year. I thought
Okay.
that was brilliant, but no one else liked it. I've played it and finished it. I thought it was a great game. I haven't been back to it. They've apparently done a shit ton of updates.
It's had a big.
It's
Has it had a big update recently? A big expansion or something?
It's had a massive one recently, apparently. But I thought it was a blooming good game, but no one else liked it.
It was the story. Like the action bit was okay, but the story, it was just laughable for me. I was just like, I can't take it seriously.
Pay too much attention to stories.
It was just absolutely appalling. But
the mechanics of it and the shooting was bloody good. But okay, so what about you two, Dave?
Well, I could say any of the games that I like at the moment.
Pretty much every game Dave plays.
Yeah. So like Kerbal, Planet Crafter, Dyson Sphere Program, Crusader Kings 3, Factorio. What else? Just having a quick look through my my thing. Avalorian, which is a space game. RimWorld is a fucking fantastic game. Nobody likes that. That I know of. Those games, very big games, but just not action or shooters or racing games.
Neil, can you think of any, mate?
Well, I don't know really. I had a hard time with Inscription, obviously, with everyone taking the piss out of it, but it seems like people might have come round on that in the end.
But, Fraser finished that?
I don't think so. It takes some finishing. So, yeah, it's it's a card game at the end of the day, but it's hard. So you got to be lucky and clever. So not everyone's clever.
Yeah. I'm not lucky or clever, so yeah.
Clever, patient. Fraser says Stan loves RimWorld. Apparently,
yeah.
RimWorld is a fantastic game.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a story creator. Is the best way of describing it, and a sort of colony simulator and everything like that. But yeah, you create your own story in that.
I liked that Dwarf Romantic as well, but Fraser massively took a shit on that last week. But,
didn't he buy it? Play it once.
He's in the minority in terms of if you look into stuff of like online and like the press, the gaming press. Lots of the gaming press are into Dwarf Romantic, but so I can't really say that no one else likes that. It's difficult to find a game these days that no one else likes. Otherwise, because they wouldn't fucking make it if no one was going to buy it, would they? Because they're too clever now. So you don't get really shit games now, do you?
Game Pass. It's full of fucking games.
Yeah. But they cater to all sorts, don't they? So there's just because you don't like half of the games on there, or more than 90% of the games on there, but there's just a load of stuff on there. I can't really think of anything that I actually really loved that no one else liked. I'm a bit fucking, go with the crowd a bit too much, obviously. But I've got massively into games that take over, like Destiny and fucking Dark Souls and Elden Ring, and then that's all I do for fucking months on end. But yeah, so I think Inscription is the one for the. But yeah, that people coming around on that eventually. But play Inscription's
Right.
good.
He's not forgetting any. Right, let's move on to what we've been playing then. There's no more last minute entrance.
No, that's it.
No, thank you for that tweet.
Cut off this now, so if anything comes in now, it'll go on to next week's.
Okay, right, what we've been playing. I'm going to go first because I
Go
have
for it.
played one game this week. I have played 23 hours of Slay the Spire. 23 more hours to add on to the 18 hours I played the week before. This is all I've played.
That's pretty hardcore amount of time for Slay the
I
Spire.
cannot. I just pick it up, have a little run, put it down, pick it up 5 minutes later, a little run, make a cup of tea, have a quick little run.
So this is taking over your life then?
Yeah. I'm just getting so into it, it's ridiculous. Right, so.
Go on, you do, because I've been playing a little bit as well. So you
Right.
talk about what you've been doing, and I'll see where I'm at.
So basically, there's a lot of luck in this game, depending on what enemies you face on your run, what items they drop, what relics you pick up. All this sort of thing can make a ridiculous difference. I would say the first week I played, I managed to beat the first boss, but then couldn't beat the second boss. Well, now I've managed to beat the second boss, but can't beat the third boss.
Okay.
Obviously, you have to keep starting again. So each level floor you go up. I've got to level 50, which I think I'm not sure how many. I don't know how many bosses there are after the third boss. I didn't want to find out. I want to know that if I kill the third boss, does it finish or does it start again? I don't know. I didn't want to find out. I just want to find out as I play it.
Yeah.
Things I have found out. You need to get rid of as many cards as you can. Every opportunity that you get to clear a shitty card out of your deck, get rid of it. Because you just keep rotating your cards. And if you've got 10 brilliant cards, you're constantly playing that pack of 10 cards. If you've got 20 cards and 10 of them are shit, half the time you're going to get a shit hand. So you've got to keep every chance you get rid of your base cards. You start off with something like, was it 4, 8, about 12 cards?
Yeah, 12 or 14 cards, yeah.
Yeah, get rid of every single base card you can. What I suggest is play the game a lot, but get used to what cards you like to use. You play them and then think, right, this is a good card. So that when you've played it long enough, you only pick up the cards you want. Every time you finish a boss or finish an enemy, you get a choice of some cards. Every time you go to a fire, you get a choice of some cards. Don't take them. Only take the cards that you want in your pack. Because if you take average cards, you think, oh, it's a little bit better than the ones I've got. Not only have you got 10 shit cards, you've now got 10 slightly better shit cards. You need to
that you still don't want to play because you want to play the better cards in your
so
pack.
You've got to keep trimming and trimming every opportunity you get, and then the cards you need. There's cards that stack. Every time you play a card, it puts its strength up. So there'll be one. It seems like it's not a very good card. It'll have like 1 block. But every time you play it, it adds 2 more block. So if you get it early, every time you play that card, once you've got to the boss or got to the next boss, that card is giving you 40, 50, 60 block every time. And other cards do damage the same. Every time you play it, it adds another. So it's worth playing it, even when you don't need to. Every time it comes in your pack, play it, because the next time it's going to be worth more. So if you can get 2 or 3 cards like that in your deck, it makes so much difference. There was a card that I got yesterday that was every time it cost nothing to play it, because you get 3. Basically, you get 3 turns of a card, depending on what the value of the cards are. You usually start with 3 or 4 turns, don't you? Some cards are value of 1, value of 2, some are value of 4. So if you start with 4 cards you can play, or 4 power, I think it's called. If you play a 3, you can then only play one card. Some cards have got no value. But there was one I picked up yesterday that every time it was only something silly like a 10 attack, 10 damage. But and it was didn't cost you anything to play it. And every time you played it, it put a duplicate in your exhausted, your dealt hand. So when you went and reset your hand, now you've got 2 of them cards in there that don't cost anything. So when you play them 2 cards, guess what happens? They go in your pack. So eventually you get 20 of these cards that don't cost anything to use. They just constantly keep regenerating. So you can use them as many times as you want. So all them sorts, once you start playing it, you get to know all these.
But if you have those cards, though, the ones that are, because they can cause a massive problem, the ones that keep duplicating, because then you never get your good cards.
They only duplicate while you're in that current.
In that one match.
In that one match.
Battle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, in that, and then it resets again. You just end up with one the next time. But while you're in there, so sometimes, like I said, I've got 50 floors. I've got relics right across the screen. I'm absolutely smashing everything. And then you come across one fucking boss, or one, not even a boss, just a normal fight, wipes you out. And you think, okay, now I've got to fucking start again. But sometimes you get that fucking enemy on your 3rd fight, and it wipes you out. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just luck of the draw. 80% of this game is luck. 20% is knowing when and what to.
So what is it about this game, this card game, that has made you play it? Whereas,
I don't know.
I play that Tainted Grail game that you said about, which is like your gateway to this, probably. But
yeah, because everybody kept saying when I was looking at videos of the Grail, oh, it's just like Slay the Spire.
But it's not like Slay the Spire because it's not as good. I don't know what it is about that other game. I was just a bit like, I played it for about an hour.
It's the walking around. Is the
can't
shit
be arsed.
it.
I didn't even get to that point. I was just like, this is not as good as Slay the Spire.
So I don't know what it is. It's just got me. It's just, it's so good. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I just can't stop playing it. And like I said, I've got quick resume on the Xbox. So I just sit down, grab the controller, turn it on, and it's exactly where I left it. I haven't got to fire it up. I haven't got to wait for it to start. Just, I can do two free hands and just put it down again.
I bet that loads well quick, because it's not a very big game either.
No, it stays there all the time. Yeah. You turn it on. I leave it on quick resume on and leave it in sleep. I literally turn it on, do a hand, turn it off again. It takes me 2 minutes to play a couple of hands and then turn it off. And that is all literally. I think I might have put something on this morning, one of the new games, to look at it for 30 seconds and turn it off. That's all I've played. It's so good. And I want that run. I'm waiting for that perfect run. I had one earlier today, and I just thought, this is the one.
Like, this is the one. This is it.
This is the one, because I had all the sorts of cards that I like. I had some of the. Then I think you get these bloody curses. you get a choice to, like, you can lose some money or take a curse, or sometimes you got to try not to get anything that's random. It's just that when they offer you, say, oh, you can have a random relic, or oh, you can have a random card. Don't try not, because you think, oh, I might get something really fucking brilliant,
Yeah.
but you also might get something really fucking shit, and then you fucked. That's you fucked. Because every time you play, I played one yesterday. I play the defect, I think he's called, and he has these orbs around him.
Oh, okay. I was going to say who you're
channel
playing
up
as.
the orbs. Yeah, that's the one that I've tried. The
It
other
takes
ones,
a
but
little
this
bit
is
of
the one I
work at
like.
sussing out that after I found. I thought I was a bit like, I'm not really sure
Well,
what's
basically,
going on
you
here.
get blue orbs or green orbs. Blue orbs are every time you expire an orb, you've got these big balls going all around the top of your head, and you start off with 3, and you get one certain cards or things that just keep adding more and more balls, so you can have like 10 balls all charged with something. So some of them do lightning, which is damage, and some of them do whatever it is, blue, whatever it is, the blue thing, and that gives you shield, so you can either do attack or defense. And I was flying on this game. I had all the cards, I had everything I wanted. I had like about 10 of these fucking balls all the time charged, and then something happened. One of the enemies did something, and all my orbs stopped charging. They all had a value of 0. You can build the values up like to like 30. So every time you expire one, it will do 30 damage or 30 shield or whatever. They all went to 0.
Ooh.
And they wouldn't recharge. And I just played the game through for 15 minutes trying to fight this one boss that had like 1,000 of health points. And I had all these little rows of things, and I was looking at everything. I was thinking, what the fuck? I could not charge my orbs at all. They never recharged, and I got absolutely fucked by him. And I still don't know what. There's obviously a combination of something that either I've done or they've done that stopped them orbs from charging. And that just fucked me, wiped me. I was on like level 48, 49, something like that. And I was flying. I had so much health, it was ridiculous. And I couldn't do any damage anymore. So all I could keep doing was blocking. But every time, unless you do damage to them, they just, every wave, their attack gets heavier and heavier. So it starts off doing 5 damage, then it does 10 damage, then next time it does 30 damage. And if you can't fucking block anything, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And I was going, fucking, what's happened? I don't believe it. I was going, Jesus. And then I died, fucking straight back up again, off of one again. Right, I'm going to have you this time, you bastard.
What do you think, if you finish the 3rd boss, what do you think you're going to do? Well, you think you'll just stop playing it if you beat it?
I would try. I will try with the other. There's a character I haven't unlocked yet. I don't know how to unlock him. I wouldn't mind trying. I prefer the mechanic of this defect guy. The thing, but the other two do something different, and all their cards, although they
all different,
achieve the same goal, they do something different. So I will go back to them and try and finish it with them. But it's so good. Fucking hell, I've talked about it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I can't believe this.
I can't believe
like
it.
You've got into a card game of all things. You Mr. Call of Duty and Mr. Shooter Man.
I know.
Shooting and racing, and now you're playing cards.
I'm thinking about. It's all I can think about. I think, fuck right, I need to. I even was playing it on my MacBook last night because you can do. It's actually something that actually something that does fucking work cloud streaming because it's turn based. So
there's no time effort. There's no you don't think there's no time element like.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter if it's a bit laggy or whatever.
If it goes a bit weird, then you can wait for it to catch up and then just carry on.
Although I had to stop because I was sitting playing it on the sofa upstairs in the lounge while Lisa was watching telly. Will you stop clicking? Stop that clicking. What's that clicking? Because I was using the controller. I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll just turn it off.
Can you not
Yeah.
use like the touchpad on the MacBook then, to play it, or is it all has to be on controller?
I don't think you can because it won't. It won't start.
I don't know because I've only played it on the PC. So
no, it comes up when you go onto the because I'm obviously doing it through the browser. I'm not doing it with the app. As soon as it loads in, it says you haven't got a controller connected.
Yeah.
You can't. It won't. I don't think it starts the game if you haven't got the controller.
See, I play it on PC and it's fine. Like,
yeah, but that's because you're playing the PC version, aren't you? So
yeah, and I'm doing it using the browser thing anyway. So.
Yeah.
Because some games,
but it loaded.
You can definitely use mouse and keyboard, can't you? So. It's a shame you can't. Can you got a touchscreen on your MacBook? Does it work?
Yeah, I've got a little. Yeah, no, not a touch screen. No, I've got a little roller touch pad, mousey thing, but no touch screen. I mean, I'm assuming it would work if you put it on a iPad.
You could buy the iPad version, I assume. Yeah.
I'm not entirely. Well, you see, that's the thing. It won't be cross.
No, it won't be. It won't have all your progress or whatever.
No, so at least I can do it like this. It's as if I'm playing it on the Xbox. Because I've got a spare Xbox controller. It's Bluetooth. I just connect it straight to leave it connected to the MacBook. So it works fine.
But I think it's on iPad or something like that. It'd be great on the iPad for just like tap.
Probably
is.
It's probably on Switch.
Yeah.
I'd probably sit and I might have to dig the Switch out and play it on that. Last time I saw it was in Daisy's bedroom, but I don't know where it is now. But can you do? You can't do Game Pass on Switch yet, can you?
Not yet. It's been talked about for fucking ages, isn't it? But yeah, it's not happening. There's no browser, is there, on Switch? You need Edge, don't you? You have to have Edge. If they put Edge on Switch, then you could do that. Then.
Yeah, I'm doing it through
Safari. Oh, right, okay.
So it works on.
I thought it had to have Edge, but maybe not. Obviously not.
No, because it's only a web. It's only a web page, isn't it?
Oh, you go xbox.com/play or something.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if there's a browser on the Switch, maybe it does work. I don't know. I thought I'd have heard about it though. Because everyone would be like, "Who needs a Steam Deck if you've got a Switch?" Because I see some people have got that going.
Oh, shit,
they're doing cloud streaming on the Steam Decks.
Oh, that might be what I need to get a Steam Deck for, mightn't it?
They've got Xbox Cloud Gaming's working on Steam Decks.
I don't.
You can't get a Steam Deck anyway, so don't even stress about it. Unless you pay about $1,000 on eBay or something stupid.
I'm going to say, I don't think I really need to spend 700 quid on a Steam Deck just to play Slay the Spire.
No.
No, right, I'll stop talking about it now. I'll have to play something for next week because I can't talk about it again. There's not really much left to talk about.
Well, you might have finished. You might beat it next week.
I might have beaten it. So that is literally all I've played. Well, you've played it as well. So we'll move on to you, Dave, and you can.
Yeah.
I
got up to level 50 as well on Wednesday against the Chosen One, and I was so close to beating him. I was so close. I was talking with Neil at the time when I was playing his game, and I was like 10 health points away from defeating him. He killed me. I was well pissed off. So I actually haven't picked it up since then because I was so close. But I've only been playing with the Ironclad, the first character that you get. I've unlocked the second one, but just sort of powering through with him, learning about his cards, and about the relics that you can pick up. The same as you know, you're getting a big long screen of relics across the top, and it was completely different. The different runs that I was going, like I was getting on, like one run I was getting like automatic armor applied if I don't apply an armor card. So I was like getting rid of all of my armor cards and like an automatic one to get up. And then there was other runs where I've picked up, like you said, like middling cards that done some damage, applied some armor, and I was like, I never played it because it was like always the not the best card to play to try and defeat the enemies. So yeah, but yeah, I had an amazing run on Wednesday. Like, the stars aligned.
Yeah.
And I just missed out on beating him. I was like, so I haven't picked it up again since. But yeah, Slay the Spire is so easy. It's like, oh, just have one game. 45 minutes later, it's like,
I know.
where'd that
it's
time go? But yeah, or I had a run. Equally, I had a run that I got like 3 levels in, and I got defeated straight away. I was like, what's the end of that one then? I'll try again.
Yeah.
But you're always gaining things at the end, like the further you get in, the different enemies you unlock more different cards that you can pick up in the run and stuff like that. So even though you are getting defeated quite early, you are still progressing, so to speak. So that is good.
I just remember I did a run the other day. I got to level 50, and because you sit and you've got for like 2 or 3 cards left, and he's got about 10 health, and you just think, if he fucking hits me once more, I'm gonna die. Is there a combination of these 3 or 4 cards that I can play that will do enough damage? And I worked it all out. I played my cards. He died and I died at the same time. So it gives me a defeat. And I remembered that one of the cards that I played about 10 cards earlier was at the end of your turn, do 2 damage to yourself. So at the end of my turn, it fucking killed me. I was crying. Oh no! But it's so good.
Yeah.
Right, carry on. Sorry.
No, that's good. So another one of the other games. So that was on Xbox Game Pass. Another game that I've been playing on Game Pass. I played it for a little bit. Was Gang Beasts. I noticed that went onto Game Pass for PC. I don't know if anybody else has played it. It's basically it's a fighting physics-based arena like silly game. It's very tactical.
It's got there is a name for this type of control scheme. It's like Octodad and
it's
Human Fall Flat. It's like deliberately awkward and stupid controls.
Yeah, you need about 16 fingers.
Yeah.
To and like just the muscle memory of remembering every combination of every different button press in a certain way, holding and pressing and charging and anything like that. So yes, it's the control scheme is purposefully convoluted, but if done correctly, is so rewarding. I had a few games. I had no idea what the button there's not a lot of sort of help or guidance in the actual game itself. So I had to go to a wiki. But the first game I played, I had no idea. I just could grab people and just sort of move them around, and then realizing if you tapped the grab, it punches. And then there's a run button, and there's actually like a fall, like
Dive
what's it
type
called?
thing.
Yeah, kind of like like ragdoll style button. But when like used in conjunction with a run or with a punch, you can jump, ragdoll, then punch, which does like a super punch, or like run, ragdoll, then kick it, and it does a slide. Like there's big combinations of button presses that in this game like if done correctly at the right time is really good for that very specific moment, and then like you've got to hope that you can pick the people up and they've been knocked out or whatnot and throw them off the screen or into a grinder or into I don't know, a pond with a giant octopus in. So it's one of those games. It's very fun, very silly. I think I saw this at EGX like 3 or 4 years ago. and it was a big sort of community fighting thing, and it's just silly fun, really.
It's not going
There's
to be
all
at
the
Evo, is it?
no. Yeah, but I played it online. It played fine online over Xbox Game Pass. There's no issues with lag or anything like that. It was fun. It's definitely worth a group of people getting together and playing, either locally or
You have like custom games in that.
you can have custom games and
lobbies.
everything. Yeah, yep. Yeah,
Mm.
you can have team games or one-on-one, or yeah, there's all those good options there. It's good. Yeah, it's stupid fun. So I got downloaded. If anyone else is going to be playing it, shoot me a message. I'll be more than happy to have a game. It's stupid fun.
Have a look at that.
The game I've picked up. I've talked about this previously. Kerbal Space Program. I've picked up again, and I've downloaded about 20 mods for it. I will
My
start.
brother was massively into this for a while.
I will start streaming it again, but I'm relearning how to play it. Kerbal Space Program, if nobody's aware, is I say it's a space simulator. It's a space simulator. It's not actual Earth physics. It's Kerbal physics.
Because you're on the Mun. Well, you've got to get to the
Because
Mun.
you've got to get to the Mun, which is the moon. And there's another moon called Mimbus, which is actually easier to get to, but it's further away. It's a Kerbal-esque thing. You got the video on Twitch at the moment. You can create spaceships, and there is physics involved, and you've got to kind of get an understanding on how gravity works, how drag.
3-dimensional travel.
Yeah, 4-dimensional, including time. 3+1, I suppose. It's really interesting. I will start doing some streams on it. Because
this is one of the first games I bought on Steam, but I think I played it for about an hour maybe, and I was like, I haven't got a fucking clue what I'm doing. I'm never playing it again.
There's that. You could literally just like butt your head up against it and not get anywhere. I've been playing it for a couple of hours this week. The first half hour, it was like, I know I used to be able to do this really well. I used to be able to make spaceships and start from the beginning, and it was really easy. And I was like, is it my mods that have changed things around? And I think it is that a little bit, but it's also, I just forgot how to do a lot of the stuff and how I needed to do it. So I've watched a few videos. I've got a few PDFs that I've downloaded, which include delta V, which is the amount of energy that you need to leave Kerbal, the planet, and then get into a stable orbit, and then transfer to another planetary body. So I've got a few PDFs on sort of cheat sheets on what numbers I need, which is all shown in game. When you're actually creating these rockets, it tells you what your rocket is capable of and how quickly it burns, and it's just understanding that data and translating it into what you're doing. So, and then all these mods as well. I've got some visual mods. I've got some science mods that does, because I like playing in the career mode, which simulates the science and how much money you've got to spend and how much
that sounds absolutely terrible.
It's a level of complexity that makes things a
Even
bit more
harder than they
difficult.
already
A
are.
bit more difficult, but difficult in a fun sense. In that you've
not
got
fun.
no, but it creates a challenge for you to achieve the same things in a restricted way. So you could just play career mode, sandbox mode, and just make the I don't know a spaceship fucking half a mile long and a mile high, and like 1,600 stages of rocket, like just rocket falling off and falling off, and you could do that. You know, that's there's just stupid stuff, but you get to a point where you can start rendezvous, like you can get missions to rendezvous with other spaceships and transfer crew between them, or land on the other planetary or bodies in the solar system, and sort of create little like bases there and create science bits and have people there. There is mods that actually includes food and water and oxygen and simulate those being used. I'm not that complex. I'm not going that far. That's a bit too much for me. But yeah, just the having to research stuff, having to actually pay for the rockets and earn money through missions and stuff like that. And while I'm learning, so I'll be playing that a bit more. Along with
Aren't
the
they using
other
this in
game,
schools and stuff? Like,
yeah,
to sort of teach about how people get to fucking the moon and shit in real life.
yes, it's again, it's not a Earth simulator. It's a Kerbal simulator.
Yeah, but it's like the same
but
principle, isn't it? You've got to
the
escape
same
like
principles.
the gravitational pull of the Earth and all that.
Yeah, and creating orbital
Yeah, and actually travel
maneuvers
to a
and
space that's moving
yeah,
in
yeah,
3D
exactly.
space as yeah, where you left is as well and all that. It's I don't know how these fucking people who, you know, get something to land on Mars, or like the fucking Voyager space probe that's gone fucking out of the solar system now. That's fucking maths on a mental level to work all that shit
Yeah.
out.
So they did on that one. I think they done 6 different slingshots from different
Watch which
bodies.
one? Voyager.
Voyager
Yeah,
Voyager 2, I
that's been
think it
around
was.
fucking all of the big bodies in the solar system to
Yeah.
like ping it even further out. But it's got to like burn at exactly the right time, and the delay in the like
Transmission of
communication
when you
time and all that shit, and it launched in the fucking 70s or something stupid. It's like, what the fuck? How is that even working still?
Yeah, it's good. And another thing with this is I can see on screen that you've got you're controlling Kerbals, so you're controlling characters that are piloting these spaceships and stuff. The other thing about it that you can simulate is satellites. So which again, talking about Voyager, is that yes, these things can be simulated as well, and are simulated in that when you're sending a satellite up, there is things like time delay between the actions that you do and what actually happens, and you can create relays between different satellites to, if you've got somebody on the dark side of the moon, for example, you can put in a satellite around the moon to ensure that you've got a continual communication with bodies or people or areas on the moon, so you can still control them while they're there. There's a lot of stuff like that. It's really good. They are doing a second Kerbal 2.
This has been going on for ages.
That's been going on for ages, and it's been delayed and delayed and delayed.
Yeah, my brother was all over this for years, and it's like it's been in some weird, like the people who were making it got taken over, and then basically the sequel's not going to be as good probably because it's all been done by different people and shit like that.
But that's probably why it's been delayed and delayed and delayed. Is they are trying to do it right, I think, because there is still a very active community of people playing this game, because of the challenge, and it's there's just thousands and thousands of mods to do.
My brother's definitely made some visual mods for this. I know he has.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It's good. It's great. That's why I think that's why I picked it up again, because I looked at it, I was like, oh yeah, I could play it, and it was like, oh, there is some really good mods, and then there's a mod manager called CCAN, so it's a Charlie Kilo Alpha November CCAN. That is basically an automatic mod. One of the problems with mods with this game was that you had to always manually sort of transfer all the file, download it, and then put the files and folders into the correct place, and you've got to read the README, and all the mods were different in where you needed to do. This CCAN, this just sort of automates it. It adds it all. You just look through the list of mods, go, I want that one, that one, that one, that one, and it does it all for you. And any dependencies that it's got, it downloads it for you.
Yeah, that's good.
And
Beat
yeah,
Saber's got all that sort of shit for people who mod Beat Saber. There's like a program that just basically makes it super simple.
yeah. So I did look at CurseForge, I think it was, and they've got a mod manager there, but that wasn't so good. I looked at it and went, oh, I don't like that. No, this CCAN is literally just these are the mods that are available in this through this program. What do you want? Okay, this is what has to be installed for these mods to work. Do it. Done. Oh, I want something else. Oh, I'll just put this on there, and then basically in the game itself, there's a sort of a mod manager that puts them in order, loads them in a specific order to ensure they work. The program does it all for it, so you don't. Haven't had any issues with it. When I was manually doing it, like a couple of years ago, I think I had 3 or 4 mods, and like the amount of problems that I had with putting the folders into the right areas, and or the mods loading in the wrong orders and stuff, and it was like I only had 3 or 4, and it was just like, oh, this is stupid. So yeah, but I will start streaming that soon as well, because I just want to get to a decent, proficient sort of point where I can go, okay, right, start a new game. This is like, this is this. Add, like, put a rocket up. Okay, so I need some science. So I need to do this science to progress, get more stuff, do these missions, get some more money. Okay, right, and now I can upgrade my stuff and start getting some more interesting stuff. So yeah, I say it like that. It's nice and easy. It's not going to be.
Yeah.
But that's the fun of doing it on the stream. So I will do that. And then the last game I've been playing, which I have been streaming, is Planet Crafter, which is you're actually on Mars, and I've gone through. I've found some story now. In that there's some story to it. Basically, you're a prisoner. You were a prisoner, and you can redeem yourself by
Colonizing an entire planet.
terraforming the planet to be a livable space. It's like, yeah,
It's
it's a
very
bit.
red.
It's very red. It goes less red the more you terraform it. This is the game that is being streamed at the moment on Twitch. Is very early in its progress. I've got the sky blue now, so I've put enough.
Ooh, check
Well, the
it
thing is,
out.
to be honest, even the science isn't that great. It says add oxygen, like the sky isn't blue because of oxygen. The sky's blue because of nitrogen in the air. Air is like 80% nitrogen. So they've tried to do it right. So it's not quite right. I have managed to clip my way through and up a mountain, so it's still very early. I did that on
Is this
stream as
actually
well.
in early access?
Yeah.
Or is it? Yeah.
It's still in early access. Yeah, they are updating it quite regularly. But it's good. It's one of those games that I like. Is that okay? Right, do this one thing now. Okay, this progresses this bar, and now you can do these additional things. Okay, with these additional things that you can do, you can now progress a different bar to get more oxygen in the atmosphere, or you can heat up the planet a bit more, or you can get more energy so you can run more things to progress your bars further. It's very formulaic in the progression of it. What is interesting is the actual exploration of the different of the map itself. You come across different like spaceships that have crash landed, or you go into slightly different biomes and you can
Is
find
that
different resources.
What you say you were a prisoner?
Apparently so.
Other prisoners that have gone and tried to do the same thing and then fucked up and died.
I don't know. I haven't got the story is not that far through. I'm just watching the thing now. They're actually in a different spaceship that I haven't seen yet. So I was just like, ooh, what's that? But yeah, it's you gather resources, you make things with those resources. Those resources progress the terraforming of the planet into different things, and that unlocks different areas that you can progress in different ways. So it's good. I've had quite a little bit of success with streaming actually. I've had quite a few people watching, and a few
See a couple of extra followers and stuff.
Couple of extra followers and stuff. So
going to be disappointed when Warzone comes back on, aren't they?
Yeah. So it's one of those games where I've seen I've actually just sort of been looking through Twitch. There's not a lot of people streaming it, but there's a lot of people watching it.
Right.
And I was looking into it, so I was like, oh, I'll pick this game up and play it. And I got a few people coming through and checking it out because, yeah, say there was not a lot of people streaming it, but a need. Well, not a need, but people wanted to watch it. So that's good, and that's it. Really, that's been my week. So I've been quite busy, really.
Nice little selection there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to take that down a notch. Then I've not
played
Elden Ring a week.
On this.
Yeah, I've not played Elden Ring a week.
Bit of respite from that.
I'm having serious problems with my phone, so I've been playing mouse and keyboard games all week.
Is this because of?
I don't know if it's related to how much Elden Ring I played in like a relatively short period, but yeah, my thumb's properly just doesn't fucking want to do anything properly. It just hurts.
How the hell are you mouse and keyboard middle game with mouse and keyboard?
What is my middle game? Is that the racing game? Well, I'll talk about my middle game now, shall I? Because I played that today. Because it's been I've been off the controller for a week, and then today I was like, I had a notification basically that some DLC was on sale for a game that I've played a bit of. That game being Assetto Corsa Competizione. Don't blame me for my shit accent, but it's a racing game. The sequel, effective sequel to Assetto Corsa. The Assetto Corsa had multiple classes of racing in it, but the deal with this one is it's all GT cars. So GT3 specifically was what it launched with. It was based on the Blancpain GT series when it first relaunched, but it's had several expansions. It has GT4 cars in it, which are like not as quick as the GT3s and look a little bit more like road cars, but still with massive fuck off spoilers on them. This is available on Xbox and PlayStation. I think there's every time I see something on Twitter about this game, there's loads of people complaining about how broken it is on console. So I can't vouch for that because I've only played it on PC. But I was playing it with a controller today. So ideally, this would get all these games on PC. Or on a console. I'd rather play with a steering wheel. I can't be asked to fucking sort that out where my PC is at the moment. I have the wheel. It's in another room attached to a chair, which is too big to fit through the fucking doors as it is. So I can't be asked to sort that out at the moment. But yeah, like I say, I had a notification there were some sales on the DLC. And I keep looking at it, maybe I'll pick up the DLC. It's quite cheap this time. And the DLCs are for like some tracks that like you've got Snetterton, Alton Park, and name another fucking British racing track that isn't
Cadwell
Silverstone or
Park.
Branson.
Snetterton.
I said Snetterton already.
Okay. Santa Pod.
That's no.
Silverstone.
Santa Pod, as if they'd fucking been racing GT3 cars there. But anyway, I can't remember what it is. But there's like 3 British tracks, and there's
Castle
like
Combe.
there's an international pack with like Suzuka, Bathurst, and Laguna Seca, and one other that I'm fucking forgetting right now. And then there's one pack which is just Imola and some cars. So you can expand it quite a bit. At the moment, it's relatively cheap. It's also on a free play weekend on Steam. I don't know if that's doing the same thing on consoles. It may be available this weekend on a free play. It definitely is on Steam. I don't know when that runs out. But yeah, it's really fucking good. They definitely play better on the wheel, but it is playable on a controller. There's lots of assists you can add on and stuff like that, but it's not Forza Horizon, obviously. It looks fucking great.
This is full on simulation driver.
Yeah, but like I say, you can tailor it to your skill and equipment. So you can, like I say, I'm playing it on a controller, on my DualSense PS5 controller. I used to play it on the steering wheel, but all the controls will work and stuff like that. And then you can add in like the racing line and all that shit, like you can in all these games. But yeah, it definitely is. You don't get into the whole. It's not like Forza or GT where you start changing engine components and stuff like that. It's purely about the racing. There's a career mode which I literally just started, and I was really shitting. In the first thing you do in the career mode is like you're in the Lamborghini racing school or something like that, and you have to like just drive. You get 10 minutes to drive as many laps as you can, as quick as you can. I only did one clean lap in 10 minutes and was 6 out of 6 cars. So it then recommends your skill level that you should race against and stuff like that. So it's pretty good from that point of view. But yeah, extremely cool racing. There is a massive online part of this as well, which I haven't even touched because I need to get fully back into it properly if I'm even thinking about doing that. But if anyone around is got it or fancies joining up, I would not be averse to joining up with people who are not really fucking good. So
Is it crossplay?
I don't think it's crossplay now.
No.
But yeah,
I'm pretty sure the first one's on Game Pass.
I think you're correct.
They're taking it off.
I don't know. I don't know if it's been taken off.
I've definitely played it, so it must be on Game Pass. So I've definitely had a dabble at it.
I definitely bought it.
It's too simmy for me.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's that. Well,
it's on,
the first one was proper simmy.
Formula One levels of simmy where you literally do a bit of damage and that's the end of your race, or there's like fucking 300 laps. Or
well, the good thing about GT cars is they're quite robust, and you can have quite a big. Like, I haven't had a crash or spin, but I've only been on my own really. But I've not been in an actual race. I've just been doing practice. But
I've got a feeling I got black flagged for too many
corner
exceeding track limits, and
I just rammed into this fucking car to get round a corner.
So this is different to the actual. This is different to the actual just a set of Corsa. This is
effectively the sequel.
Game.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's on sale. It's on, like I say, it's on a free weekend, and it will be on sale, and loads of the DLCs on. They released a recent DLC, which I can't remember now what it was. I can't remember. Challenger pack or something. Some more cars, more liveries. Yeah, they've been updating. It's come out like 2019, I think 2018, but it's been updated pretty much every year. It's got all the fancy DLSS on PC, so it runs, and the AMD FSR, whatever that is, all that bollocks, that helps it run quicker at better frame rates and still look really nice. And it does look really nice. I am tempted to grab the Quest 2 and stick it in and put it on VR. That's what I've been leading. All this has been leading up to me going, yeah, I'm just going to plug the VR headset in and play it in VR. All these racing games that I've been dabbling with lately, because that is the way to play racing games.
It is the well, it's the best way of using the VR as well. You know, it's
yeah. I did buy a game on VR recently. I ain't played it yet because it only cost me 99p. And that was that walkabout mini golf I bought for my VR because I had £8 in credit. It was on sale. I got it for 99p. So, but I ain't played it yet.
When was the last time you put your VR on your head?
The last time I played table tennis, I talked about it on the podcast, whenever that was, probably about at least 6 months ago, maybe. I don't know, before Christmas.
That was a while ago, yeah.
But yeah, it's there for when I want it. I'm worried about these glasses, though, playing on the VR. My eyes hurt after a while, it makes me head hurt. Because my eyes ache. Because I can't. I've got a Quest 2. But
that's the wireless.
Yeah, but I can plug it in like via USB to my PC, or I can use it on AirLink or whatever it's called. But yeah, and it works. I've done the AirLink thing; it does work fine. But if I was doing racing games, I'd be like, nah, I think I'll just plug that in, thanks, because otherwise it'd be like Thundertown.
Did you not have you got a seat, didn't you?
I've got a seat and a chair and a wheel and everything, but the seat's too big to go in this room. No, it's been set up, but it's in the other room where I had a second PC in the other room, but now my son has now got that PC because it wasn't really getting used.
Bloody kids!
Yeah, tell me about it. You spend money on your kids' cars. I just give them my old PCs.
They want a car soon, mate. So
yeah. They've got plenty. Their grandparents have been given their money since they were like 2, so they've got enough money. So, I've been playing 2 other games this week, basically. I'll quickly talk about Elder Scrolls Online, because I have continued to dabble with that. My quest log, you can only have 25 active quests. I've always got 25 quests on the go, which is a little bit annoying. It's a little bit overwhelming at the minute for me, because it's 8 years since it came out, I think, this game. And it's had updates every year for about the last 4 or 5 years at least. Big updates. And there's just fucking everywhere you go, there's a quest like marker. Like you can see where you can pick up a new quest basically that you haven't already got. And there's obviously the markers on your radar and everything that for the quest that you're currently doing. And you can, like on mine, it's just press T to switch between the 25 quests I've got going. But most of the quests are... Go on.
No, I was going to say, you need to explain to me. I think I've installed this at least 3 times and tried to play it. How do you get into it? How do you start? Because
I don't really know.
Just started the game and it wandered about, and I didn't know how to start. I can't remember. Understand honestly what the game is. What are you supposed to do?
It's an MMO, so you just got jobs to do.
Yeah, but you must have some goal to start.
There's no end goal because it's an endless game. So it's like the thing is, the idea is you're leveling up, aren't you? You do your basic quests, and then there's like this week, myself and Matt played some PvP. For the first time, you have to get to level 10, then you can play PvP. We went into it. We just loaded. He was the group leader, so he started a queue going. Like 3 minutes later, we got put into a match, and it was like King of the Hill. Like if you've played Halo or Crazy King, it was literally called Crazy King, I think. So like there is a point on the map that you have to occupy for a certain amount of time, and you claim it as yours. And then there was 3 teams basically of 4 when we were playing, and each team is obviously trying to occupy the hill to become king of the hill for the time, and then whoever gets the most points at the end of the game wins. You have to be level 10 to get in. However, I don't know, we're like 17, 18, 19 there, sort of there or thereabouts. We went in and there was people on like 300. We were just getting absolutely steamrolled. So it's like, I don't know how good you have to get. I don't know how balanced it is. Like when you go into PvP, are the power levels a bit more balanced like they do get in Destiny 2 online? Or what? Because I haven't really looked into it. But we got absolutely steamrolled because we didn't. Obviously, we knew the idea was what you had to do, but they had all these cool abilities, and then we were just getting wrecked. We did actually score some points, which was a bit of an achievement. But yeah, so we need to probably look into that a bit more before we go back into PvP. That was only the base mode. There's two or three other main PvP modes. There was one PvP mode, I can't remember what it's called, which is like a gigantic alliance war or something. So there's like 3 main factions or something that are all fighting constantly against each other. It's like 100 odd players in a match. But we haven't tried that yet. That's where we want to get to, basically, is to get to participate in the huge PvP mode. I've got to try and clear my quest log down because it's just got like constantly getting fed stuff. There's been like, I had a cool quest around like a vampire storyline because there's some vampires in the game, like there is in Skyrim and shit in there. It could be like, I've had werewolves and fucking vampires and all that crazy stuff that you get in these Elder Scrolls games. And there was a pretty nice quest because most of the stuff I've just been click when the conversation stuff comes up. This doesn't really impact. There's no story mode effectively, but you can get into some of the stories. And I actually got into one of them. It's like, this is all right. I'm interested to see where this goes and that sort of stuff. So I never really, like I said, I've never really done a Skyrim or a Morrowind or any of them before. But running around with Matt, we were running around. I can't remember what the area is called, but it was in Morrowind, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this looks familiar," blah blah blah, and he hadn't loaded it before, so it was like, if you've played all these old games, it's kind of all there because it's in like you're in Tamriel, which is like the big area, I guess, of where Elder Scrolls is based. But the map's fucking massive. There's tons of areas, and I've got my magic fucking cat horse that I'm riding around on now and stuff like that. So it's your typical MMO kind of stuff. Like I say, it's mostly nonsense, meaningless stories that you're just doing to do a job, to get some stuff, get better weapons, get better armor.
If Matt joins your game, and you're on different quest lines,
we can both progress. We could just be like, what normally happens is, now we've grouped up at once. Whenever he comes online or I'm online, and we're both online, we just group up, but we don't have to do the same thing at the same time. Like, we can just both be pottering around doing our own shit, but we'll just be in the same game world. And then we can hook up.
So you can say, I'm going to go and do this quest, and he can come along and help you.
Yeah.
But does that tick that off of his quest?
Well, you have to just make you can just make the same. If you've got the same quest, you just make the same quest active.
Okay.
Like, there's the ones we've said, like, we'll leave this one and we'll do this one together. I'm like, yeah, cool. And then there's a load of others. Like I say, I've got fucking 25 quests on the go. There's got plenty of choice to have other things to do.
You could do it again if he's done.
Yeah, there's nothing to stop. Like, it's from that point of view, like joining up with your mates and stuff like that.
But you could do it again.
I just wouldn't get any progress or gain anything from it, other than like the experience from fighting or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's from that point of view of joining up with friends and just playing around, dicking around. It's really good. If you don't mind. I've moved on from having
got another game for just playing with friends, dicking about, have you?
No, well,
nothing else you could
like
play.
hundreds of others probably.
Playing?
But look, I've moved on from having the shield and a sword for a shield and an axe and stuff, and now got like a magic staff, which like shoots stuff from a distance. Yeah, I shoot things from a distance, but like, it's quite cool because it's like, I can't remember what it's called. It's the Summit Staff of Restoration or something like that. So you have all these magical type abilities which use up your magicka, or which you probably call mana in other games. So you have like a pool of that, a resource of that, and it drains every time you use one of these abilities. But when I do a basic attack with my staff, it builds back up the mana magicka type quicker. So I can like go in, get my magic spear and all that, throw some like fireballs, and then I just like can do some basic attacks and get the magic bar boosted up again, and then start going back in with. So there's learning a bit about more of the intricacies of the combat and stuff. It's definitely not like grade A combat, but on the mouse and keyboard. But things feel weird on mouse and keyboard because when you play with a controller, you get that feedback through the vibrations and stuff like that. But I don't get any of that, obviously, playing mouse and keyboard. So it might be a different experience playing on a controller. It doesn't feel amazing playing on mouse and keyboard, but I don't know.
Feels like an MMO.
Yeah, exactly. It's MMO, so But like Destiny feels good on a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
So.
But an MMO
it's a shooter.
Server
it's a shooting game, so it's what it's good for. But yeah, from like lag point of view, I haven't really noticed any of that sort of stuff. It runs well now. I think when it came out, it was a bit bare bones and a bit laughed at, but there's fucking absolutely tons to do in there now. Ridiculous amounts to do. It's on Game Pass on Xbox, so you can get. I don't know if you have to buy the expansions exactly. I don't know how it works on Xbox. I basically paid £15 to get all of the current content, collector's edition version on PC. There's a new expansion coming out in June, which is about £30, but I probably won't buy that because there's fucking tons to do anyway.
Is there a reason why you're not streaming it while you're playing? Is it particularly taxing?
Well, I just do it at random fucking times a day and stuff. So, like, I don't know. You start streaming at 11 o'clock at night sometimes. I'm like, who's going to watch it at 11 o'clock at night?
Actually, I do get some people coming in.
But, it's a bit niche, your game, isn't it? So people may be searching for that. But I'm like, fucking, there's loads of people playing Elder Scrolls Online. Well, not loads. It's not like fucking, the hot shit at the moment. But I'm a small fish in a massive pond, or like a fucking wide open ocean. But so I'm like, I can't be asked. It's like same with Elden Ring. It's like, what's the point?
What I was going to say about this is, like, do you connect onto a specific server? Like,
there's an EU server and a North America server.
Oh, okay.
So if you create a character on the EU server, you have to carry on playing on the EU server. If you choose to move to North America, you have to start all over again.
Yeah.
But that's the only two.
It's literally just EU or
and
or
like I said, once since me and Matt grouped up, every time he comes on, if I'm already on and he comes on, it just appears on my map. So it's like it just automatically puts you in the same world, like the same instance of the world. So that's that from that point of view. That's really cool because a lot of games
that is pretty. Yeah, that's pretty nifty.
Yeah. So. It's all right. I'm quite shocked at how much I've played for it, to be honest, because, like I say, I never really got into the other ones. But I think it's all right. And moving on to something completely different that I've been playing a lot of, but I am actually going to talk about properly this week because it's had a big update. It's Halo Infinite.
So the multiplayer or the single player?
Season 2 has kicked off this week on Tuesday. So we have a new map and a new mode. So this new season is called Lone Wolves, and the big new mode is Last Man Standing. So you start. There's 12 of you in a game. I've only ever played on the new map so far, which is I'll talk about that in a minute, but it's pretty cool. But yeah, there's 12 of you. You have 5 lives each, and every time you die, you lose a life, obviously, and it's all about being the last one left. So it's a little sort of battle royale, but you've got lives. And there's no teams, none of that. It's just literally every man for himself.
Yeah.
You start off with 2 weapons. You start off with the pistol and the disruptor pistol type thing, which basically takes off shields, but it does also do damage. But it's really good for taking off shields, and then you have the standard Spartan pistol. And then every time you get a kill, you get some XP, and when you get so many XP, you press a E, and you'll level up, and one of your weapons is replaced. So then you go to like the Mauler, which is like a single handheld shotgun.
That's a bit like gun game then.
It's a bit like gun game. So it's a mishmash of all of these things, like battle royale, gun game, and everything all mixed together. And basically, the idea is to be the last one left. First game I played, finished third. I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Next 20 games, got fucking destroyed. Every fucking game. I was like, this is not cool. So I was like, what the fuck? Because everyone who's shit at Halo just left, and I'm the only one who's shit at Halo left in the game now. But the new map's really cool. Like every game I've played on Last Man Stands has been on this new map. It's I think technically a big team battle map. So if you play big team battle, I think it can pop up in that because it's quite big. Oh, another thing is you don't really have it towards the end of the game, but towards the end of the game you have a danger zone which pushes everyone together, basically. And if I finished second last night, I was getting quite excited. I was getting my old heart rate going up, classic PUBG stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like there's me. I had like 2 lives left, and the other guy had no lives left. And I was like, yes, I'm gonna fucking do this. He killed me, and then it spawned me on my last life outside of the fucking danger zone.
Oh,
I was
really?
Like, you're fucking joking. I was like, I don't know where I was supposed to go. And I ran into the danger zone. I managed to just get in before it fucking killed me because the old shield was like, boo, 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 boo. And then I fucking slid in, and I was like, yes, I'm in. And then they fucking walked round the corner in front of me. He was looking up, thankfully, initially. I was like, fuck. So I was like, loaded a fucking load of the what's it called, the assault rifle into him, and they just looked down and went bang, shot me once, and I was dead. I was like, fuck. But it's kind of cool if you like, like it's Halo multiplayer, but with that a different game mode. And the new map is cool. It's got masses of elevation on it, and loads of like learning the new map is going to be half of it. A lot of it looks similar, so it's like you need to kind of really learn where you are. There's loads of little bits where you can like go down into a little hole on the side, and you'll go down a few little slides and end up down somewhere completely different. And then just 10 yards away, there'll be a thing that shoots you back up to where you were. So there's loads of opportunities to do some clever fucking attacks and escapes and stuff like that. So
I take it there's still plenty of people playing.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I honestly couldn't say. But I haven't had that much trouble. I'm getting into games. There's a whole new battle pass, obviously, now with a new 100 levels. What they have done with this battle pass has got the currency in it, whereas the first one didn't have any currency in it. So you can earn the currency to pay for the next battle pass during this one.
Right. Okay.
And the one thing they did say, which
as long as you rank up and play it enough, you shouldn't have to pay for any more parts.
Although this is like another 6 months battle pass, effectively, because the delays to making the rest of the content or whatever. But should you not finish it, so as you pay for this and not finish it, you can continue to play for it after. Like even if another one comes out, you continue to make progress on this one until you finished it. You don't have a time limit on the end of it. So they're trying to do things kind of right, I guess. But if it was 3 months, like the last one, if it was I finished it and then I paid for it, and if it was half the time, it would have been fucking some to get finished. But
have they brought out the campaign co-op yet?
No, it's August, they reckon now.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally haven't, apart from them few first weeks of the multiplayer when I played a bit with you. I don't even think I've still got it installed. Just didn't. I had a bit of fun with it, but it's not. I never really liked Halo that much.
Yeah, so
too much. bit too much of the one shots for me. Just fucking, like I say, pile your fucking bullets into someone, and then they just turn around and fucking wipe you. Even if
Yeah.
you seem to have
I think
full shield, you think, oh, okay, just one shot at me, thank you.
I do get times where I'm like, I don't understand how I fucking lost that fight, but then I am shit. So it's probably just that. But yeah, I think the thing that was always with Halo was that you could avoid getting killed instantly, but unless you're playing SWAT, where there's no shields. But yeah, headshots are key, as in all shooting games. If you do headshot damage, you do more damage. When you come up against people who are constantly splatting you in the head, it's like, you fucker. I swear you're cheating. Or you're playing on a controller and it's easy mode. All that aim assist on them controllers.
Well, don't fucking help me.
But so, like I said, I would say I'm enjoying it, but I've endured it rather than enjoyed it, I think, at times this week. But it is still my multiplayer game of choice.
Well, the Warzone days are long gone.
Yeah, I can't.
Back for Blood days are long gone as well.
Well, I missed out on the whole double XP thing last weekend. Completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
But
not that it really matters. But
nothing quite beats throwing a plasma grenade onto somebody and seeing it stick to them and knowing they're going to die. That's pretty cool in Halo. That is a great feeling, no matter what. There was a couple of those grenades in Destiny, but they nerfed them so that they wouldn't actually kill people. And that was quite annoying. When you lobbed a grenade at someone, it stuck to them, you're like, yeah, you're dead. And you could just fuck off and do something else. But then they nerfed that in Destiny 2, so it didn't always kill them. It's like, that's quite annoying. But it still kills them in Halo, and that's really cool.
So when was the last time you played Destiny?
January, maybe.
Okay.
I don't even know if it was January. I don't even know if I played it this year.
I'd like to get back into, but I think it's moved on a bit too much.
Apparently, everyone keeps saying this latest expansion's great. It's got a best story they've ever had, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not playing it.
Right. Well, that looks like we're done.
Yes.
No news is good news. Is there anything anyone seen that they need to desperate to talk about in the gaming world? No.
I think we're.
Right, Dave, you better do your bits then, mate.
My bits, my important bits.
It says Dave's bits. You're
Dave
the only one that's allowed
bits.
to do it.
Can we stop calling it bits?
So I'd like to say
Slot.
Dave Slot, yeah.
Oh, that's even worse.
Thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter @Seal Podcast, email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com, or join us on a Discord server. A link is pinned to Twitter. We have YouTube and Twitch channels which we upload and stream to regularly. And Neil, did you want to do a shout out of people?
Shout out to Fraser Moo.
Fraser Moo?
Don't know who he is, but they've been in the chat. They're the only person who said anything in the chat. So, Wise Old Elf is in the chat, I see, but that's a name I recognise, but not said anything. But
I think we've had a few lurkers. I've seen people come and go that I've seen the names of. I think the real Defoe popped in. Didn't say hello, but he popped in. I saw him. He was lurking in the background, checking how we were. And yeah, there's a few people watching, but
thank you for
come and say hello. Yeah, thank you for watching.
I think we're all back next week. What's the date? Yeah, I think I'm not working till 2 weeks' time, so on a Friday. So I shall be here next week. Hopefully, the boss will be back.
Hopefully,
put you all out of, put me out of my misery, so I don't have to do this bloody hosting again. I got very kindly volunteered this week.
You love it. I might actually do it one of these times when when Fraser's not about.
Right. We'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
Yes, like everyone said, thank you very much for tuning in.
I have thought of
and
one
for
thing I did
listening
want to say
and-
about.
Oh,
Sorry
come
to
on then.
interrupt.
Go on.
I know we don't like to buy stuff from Amazon, but they're having a gaming week sale on stuff. There's a load of stuff
I
on
love
sale.
fucking buying stuff from Amazon.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of PC peripherals available on the cheaps.
Oh, is it?
But there's games and stuff as well. So I'll be able to pick up some controllers bargains on the consoles. But there's definitely lots of... there's a nice wireless Logitech keyboard that's basically half price. But it's still 110 quid, 20 quid.
Oh.
So, yeah. But yeah, it's £100 less than it normally is.
The gold plate wears off eventually, mate. That's the trouble with that.
It's not gold. It's aluminium.
It wants to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it might be worth having a look. Whenever Amazon have their sales, you might notice that some other retailers tend to match their prices if you really aren't keen on spending money at Amazon. So I know Currys have got a lot of the deals matched as well. So not that they're much better than Amazon, to be honest.
No.
No. Right, we done. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a show.
Right.
I've got to go upstairs now and start editing. No, that's not me, is it? Oh, hang on. What? Oh God, he's not here, so we can't do any. We can't do an announcement, can we?
Of what?
Without him.
Oh, we don't know what's going on with that.
Something impending.
So don't say anything.
Okay.
Anyway, what I did say, something we completely fucking ignored is the fact we were 3 years old this week on the 4th of May. So
May the 4th be with you and all that.
Yeah,
shit.
indeed.
3 years. So that means we've done 156 shows then.
Yeah.
Oh no, we haven't.
Something like that.
It means we've missed 30 shows somewhere. Odd. We're lazy fuckers, aren't we? Talking to lazy fuckers.
You ain't been here the whole time, so
yeah. We used to be 3 weeks on, 1 week off, and then we went to.
Well, some of us still are.
So, I don't think Fraser does as many as me, does he?
Exactly. I wasn't saying any names.
Okay.
That missile was chucked in a couple of ways.
Anyone Joysticks and Chill, have they done anything this year?
The shit slinging hasn't worked yet. They still haven't put one up, but maybe next week.
Maybe next week. Right, that's it. Laters.
Thanks
guys.
See you later.